Hi everyone, it is Tuesday. It is January the 14th, even though I have called it Wednesday all day today. Regardless, we are into the second day of the work week. We are right now getting ready to cover a couple of auto accidents since I saw you last. One very, very serious, in which a McGoffin County young man is basically fighting for his life. His family asking for your prayers. I'll show you the scene last night. City Council coverage from a special session last night as well. They discussed some much-needed funds coming from FEMA and some plans to start to make some much-needed repairs to the Rainy Park and a few other things we'll cover. Why they say, with some disagreement, at least on some fronts certainly, Kentucky is the worst state in the nation to retire for some reasons. I've got highlights from last night's game. I mean, it was, you're going up against 6'10" Trey James and a really solid shooting team of Martin County last night. The Hornets had their work cut out for them. We'll talk about that and talk about how I'm out the door in just a few moments as the boys are playing at home again tonight, hosting Letcher County Central. So let's go ahead and get right to it. A couple of other things that we'll discuss as well, but first let's go ahead and go to coverage of last night's special session of the Sagersville City Council, I believe, meeting last night in lieu of the fact that Monday is Martin Luther King Day and their regular meeting time and date. There was some good news, as was relayed by Sagersville Mayor Pete Shepard. First, we'll begin in their first meeting of the new year, discussion of more than $150,000, more than $160,000 in FEMA funds coming to Sagersville to make some repairs on a few very key projects, including Coal Branch and as well a large slip that has been the subject of concern for school and city and county personnel for quite some time. In financial matters, some good news for some planned and needed projects for the city of Sagersville. First off, by way of more than $160,000 in FEMA funds to make some significant repairs at key locations, including Coal Branch and the slip that we told you about some months ago at the entrance to the Harold Whitaker Middle School and Sagersville Grade School on Hornet Drive.
If you look on the, I guess you got that thing, look on the last page, it shows the total, the $162,704. We got that today in the bank, or this weekend, they put it in the bank for us. That will cover Coal Branch. Oh, no, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't see it on my last page.
It's got 6, maybe it's on the next, it's got 6, there should be 6
There it is.
items. It's on the next to last page.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotta have 6, there's gotta be 6 items right here, right there.
Yeah,
6,
yeah.
6. That's the 6 projects. That's for all of Coal Branch, down here at Tim Stamper's, riffraff that. Roger Magnus is up here on Colony Street to do the cover there, or in riffraff. Allen Drive, no, we got Allen Drive's in mediation, right, Paul?
One part of it.
One part of
One's
it.
riffraff and one's.
Okay, the riffraff and we got approved for down there at Glenda Carpenter's to do the driving the steel down there with that slip. And the Allen Drive's in mediation where we cut the road there, where it cut through the cover. We got money to do Hornet Drive to the middle school, so we'll be doing that. I talked to Scott Helton Friday, and he said, hopefully, we gotta see who's gonna do it once we find out how long it'll take. They're having spring break 3 days. If we can get it done in 3 days, he'd like to have it done in April. If not, we'd have to wait till after school's over with on that.
Shepard says they're also waiting on a separate $60,000 to repair baseball fencing in the Rainy Park, which will be fixed and repaired before the next season starts, and also out of that $60,000, repairs to the playground in the park as well. And later, the discussion of property acquisition brought about by a future Sagersville business owner revealed some details about a new Sagersville business that will be going into the abandoned Shell Mart on Restaurant Row.
I thought part of the property over there that he's wanting the easement on was gonna come back to the city, but McDonald's owns it, Bob Hutchison, so he's gonna have to get the easement off him. He's not gonna have to ask the city for anything. It's a Shell Mart. When you turn in there to where you go to the Commonwealth Bank, that road there, where the pump station, our sewer pump station, you go on up there and you just know the grass on up to the road. He's wanting an easement to come out and tie up the Shell station, come in that way, off that road.
What's he
to
gonna
the
do
back.
there anyway?
What's
he gonna put in there?
Speedy Mart and a restaurant for sit-down home cooking.
That's what
That's what
that is.
yeah.
Who is it?
His name's Malik. They own the BP in Paintsville.
The mayor also confirmed that through his office he had been contacted by someone who is in the process of putting in a liquor store in what was the China Express or old Bella Joe's building on Restaurant Road next to Advance Auto Parts. Now for one of our other top headlines this evening, 2 serious auto accidents. One serious in appearance, one serious from start to finish. And we'll begin there. Last night, I believe it was after 11 o'clock, that the Goffin County Rescue Squad and other EMS were called out to a single vehicle crash called in by another motorist, a friend traveling behind a Goffin County young man, as I understand it. Traveling behind him as his vehicle left the roadway overturned, this young man was ejected from his vehicle, and his family at this hour continues to stay at his bedside and continues to ask for the public and community's prayers. That wreck last night was followed by a non-injury accident, but serious in appearance, later on today, earlier today if you will, here in Sagersville. A young man at the approximate age of 18, identified by his family, who is asking for your prayers and thoughts, as Brandon Rowe, was critically injured in this accident last night. It happened in the Route 30 area near the junction of Route 30 and the Mountain Parkway. The Ford Crown Victoria that Rowe was operating appeared to have left the roadway, went off the side of the roadway, hit the embankment, and overturned. In overturning and rolling an unknown number of times, Rowe was ejected from his vehicle and found lying in the roadway by motorist and friend, I believe, who was traveling behind him. He was unconscious and unresponsive at the scene. He would have been life-flighted from or near the area at an established landing zone. However, all medical helicopter services had to refuse flight due to the heavy fog and weather conditions. He was, as such, transported by ground ambulance to an area hospital and then from there transferred to a trauma center where he was listed in critical condition at last report. The Magoffin County Sheriff's Department, the Magoffin County Rescue Squad, Lifeguard Ambulance Service, and other EMS responded to the scene. The accident being handled by the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department. The second was, surprisingly, after you see the images before you, a non-injury accident earlier this afternoon on the Ivy Point Hill in Sagersville. Rain slicking roads may have been a contributing factor. That's still under investigation by the Magoffin County Sheriff's Department, who responded to this single vehicle crash. The operator, out on arrival of emergency personnel, surprisingly appeared to be uninjured and I believe as well refused medical treatment at the scene after the small pickup truck in which he was driving left the roadway overturned, with the cab basically being crushed up against the rocky hillside. Again, this was a non-injury accident. No other vehicles were involved. I'll be right back picking it up with other news right after these words.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series, and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models. hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything, with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Just like Christmas, the after Christmas sale at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop only comes once a year, and it's on right now. And man, is it on. 50% off everything Christmas. All Christmas, half off at Fraser's Prater Drug Store's seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville, where you need to be making your way to save big, save half on everything Christmas. All the gorgeous Christmas home decor, decorations, and more, while it lasts, at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. Well, real quickly, it's not local news, but Kentucky's mentioned, and good or bad, sometimes you just have to cover it. Wallet Hub, from time to time, does various studies that pertain to parts of the nation, analyzing things financially and otherwise, and this time they've put together a list of all 50 states in the United States of America and ranked them as best and worst to retire in 2020. And Kentucky had the dubious distinction of finding itself on the very bottom of that list, which of course put it ranked 50th for a total score, or combined number, if you will, as was compiled for 3 separate categories, with, perhaps as no surprise, the state of Florida coming in first. Wallet Hub reminds us painfully that not everyone can retire when they want to. 26% of non-retired adults haven't saved any money for retirement, though not necessarily through any fault of their own as well, they say. But in addition to try to decide when or how you're going to retire, the next question perhaps is where, and finding the best states to retire, they say, can be difficult without doing lots of research. They've done the research for us, but we didn't come out on the brighter side of this one. Even in the most affordable states in the United States, they say most retirees cannot rely on Social Security or pension checks alone to cover all their living expenses. Social Security benefits increase with local inflation, but they replace, they say, only 39% of the average worker's earnings. Now, after all that gloom, let's go on to where they say if you do have the ability and funds to retire and means, where do you want to go? Well, Florida, I would say, is not a surprise to you, topping the list at number 1 with a total score of 63.02 on whatever the scale they used. It ranked 2nd in the United States in affordability, 5th in the United States in quality of life, and 26th in health care. Not all that high for health care. Coming in number 2, Colorado had a nearly 61 total score, 17th in the nation as far as affordability, 11th in the quality of life, 4th in the nation for health care. Just making our way on down the list, Virginia came in with a total score of 57.93, 18th in the nation for affordability, 13th for the quality of life, 24th for health care. Just a couple of other notable states I just picked out at random. Kansas was 25th, Alabama was 39th, New York was 42nd, Tennessee was 45th, and Kentucky, as we covered in the headline to this, 50th. And dead last, a total score of 41.89, 32nd in affordability, 46th in quality of life, and 48th for health care. A reminder, so says Wallet Hub. Next, here's tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar, and we've got birthdays to pass along to start it off. Yep, not one but a couple of birthdays kick off tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. A happy 58th birthday to Terry Lee Francis. Happy birthday, Terry Lee. Love the family, love the friends. Happy birthday, happy 58th going out to Terry Lee Francis. And I also have birthday wishes going out to Paul Minix Jr. Love Mom, love Dad, love your brother Paul as well. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Paul Minix Jr. This just in from our friends at the Holiness House of Prayer. They've got a chili dinner tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, so eat with them, and they will deliver in the Sagersville area. Starting at 10 o'clock in the morning for $5, and that's only $5. Homemade chili, crackers, a peanut butter and syrup sandwich. Call 496-7006 or stop by the Holiness House of Prayer. This is tomorrow morning starting at 10 for a fundraiser, a chili dinner. A great meal, a great cause, at a great price starting at 10 o'clock. 496-7006. Don't forget about Revival starting this Friday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Living Word Chapel with Brother Terry Conley, preaching nightly, special singing nightly as well. And this is your special invitation to join them. 6 p.m. nightly, Sunday morning, Revival at 11. And one more last reminder for you that the Water and Wine Food Pantry is open tomorrow from 9 until noon. That's right, and their senior day is this Thursday, day after tomorrow, from 12:30 till 4. Now, the regular pantry will also be open on Wednesday the 22nd and Wednesday the 29th of this month. 244-4818 is the number to call. And you know my number. It should be ingrained in your memory forever. It's the same as it has been for over 21 years. And if you've got an announcement or a birthday, anniversary, and you want it on Your News Today, call or fax or Facebook or email or drop it in the mail or drop it off here at the Sagersville Independent and Your News Today offices and studios in downtown Sagersville. And lastly, by way of announcements, sponsored nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, funeral service announcements. Tonight's in honor of 62-year-old Sherry Franz Cantrell of Burton Fork Road, who passed away on the 13th, married to David Cantrell, who survives. Also surviving is a son, Andrew Henry Franz. Visitation is tonight. Services will begin tomorrow morning at 11 from the State Road Fork United Baptist Church. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Pick a game, any game day. Any game day means it's a great time for a party tray from your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. That's right, all the buffalo wings, crispy, hot and spicy wings, hot, fried pickles, cheese sticks, little mini corn dogs, jalapeno poppers, double dippers, all perfect for game day at your Sagersville Lee's. We've got the big college championship next week. You've got the Cats in the middle of their season. We are in the middle of high school basketball. Pick a game, any game. They're all perfect for a party platter. A big, monstrous tray of appetizers, perfect for any game or any gathering at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage Plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage Plan compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at Red Light number 4. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sac. Well, it's not going to take long to go through highlights from last night's McGoffin County, Martin County matchup. The boys had their hands full last night for a couple of different reasons. One of those being very tall, if you will, at least a significant portion of it, Martin County Cardinal team who was on fire last night while the Hornets were ice cold. The Hornets shot 30% from the field and hit only 7 of 29 three-pointers. And it all added up to a loss for McGoffin County last night, hosting what were the 6-10 Cardinals coming into the game. Here's James working his way in for 2 early on for a 9-5 Martin County lead. And Braden Walker doubled down on McGoffin County with one of many threes on the night. 7-14 Martin County with 1 to go in the first quarter. But the Hornets, with the tap from behind by Literal and the basket by Literal with an assist by Whitaker in the middle, helped cut what was a 9-point Cardinal lead down to 5. With the Cardinals holding on to a 15-point lead at the half, still ahead by 17 after the third, as McGoffin County tried to spark a fire in the final 8 minutes of play. But Martin County tacked on 23 points in the fourth to McGoffin County's 21, with the Cardinals taking this win back to Martin County by 19. 76-57, your final score. So that puts the boys, as I said, at the very top of the program, which puts me trying to get out here to catch the JV game at home here tonight. We've got another home game. Remember, varsity doesn't tip off till 7:30, so if you want to come out and see the Hornets and Letcher County Central, you have time. That game tonight will be followed by Belfry. We're making another trip to Belfry. We're actually going to play Belfry this Thursday night after being there for 6 or 7 different occasions through various tournaments throughout the season thus far. So back to Belfry, we'll go for a road game. The boys right now of McGoffin County, with those 2 losses in a row after rolling for a while, are still ahead of the season, but have fell to 8-7 and have fell in 15th region standings. The Lady Hornets, by the way, have been off, got some good rest behind them. Last playing on the road at Pikeville on the 6th. They don't play until Friday night of this week here at home, hosting Jenkins. They're home Friday night, Saturday night, and then Monday night of next week as well. And in an effort to get to a little boys basketball, watch Andrew's team, and then maybe bring you some highlights for tomorrow's. No, maybe. Bring you highlights for tomorrow. I'm out the door right after this, your Licking Valley RACC Outlook. We've got a couple of cold fronts coming, the first coming sooner than later. We've got a little snowfall at the back end of both of these fronts, really. No accumulation expected. It's more the showers and possible storms that perhaps will be more serious. Those cold fronts aren't going to produce anything tonight, a low of 44. We have seen a few sprinkles out there today. Not much more of that in our forecast in the immediate future. That's about to change, though. Mostly cloudy skies and some patchy fog to wind down your Tuesday and 44 degrees. Showers likely, though, and thunderstorms possible in the afternoon tomorrow. We'll see mostly cloudy skies. We'll see some rain. We might see some thunderstorms. We should see right around the mid-60s tomorrow as well. And we should see winds coming out of the southwest, 5 to 8 on average, and maybe up to 20 miles per hour at times. So a bit of a breezy, rainy, possibly stormy afternoon. Showers likely all the way through tomorrow night as well. And we should stay well above the freezing mark, so it's going to be all wet and not white, with 39 degrees for tomorrow night's low. Winds still kicking up out of the southwest, maybe upwards of 23 into tomorrow evening. Rainfall amounts, not great. Maybe a quarter of an inch on average, unless you were to get under a developing thunderstorm. Thursday, we clear up, dry up, and cool down. Mostly sunny, but that cold front that gives us all the rain for your Wednesday gives us 41 degrees for daytime high Thursday, under mostly sunny skies, partly cloudy, and well below freezing at 26 Thursday night, but dry and calm winds. We'll get back to some moisture in the forecast for Friday, mostly cloudy. By mid-afternoon, later afternoon hours, around 3 o'clock, chances of rain roll in to the tune of 20% after 3, only 42 degrees. And then rain into your Friday night, and maybe that rain changing over to snow will get to around 36 degrees, but could be enough to see a few flakes fall. No accumulation expected Friday night, but look for a little changeover possibly briefly. Because Saturday, we'll see rain make its return, or stick around, I guess I should say, 53 degrees, and then rain likely Saturday night as well. And Saturday night, we actually get below the freezing mark just enough, down to about 30, where we might see a little better chance of some rain changing over to snow Saturday night. And during this Saturday night time frame, it all makes its way out of the area, leaving us with colder conditions, 37, but partly sunny and all dry skies on your Sunday and Sunday night. Sunday night lows right at 25. Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day, mostly cloudy and 36. Dry, 24 that night. Tuesday of next week, 36. Partly sunny, dry, maybe even dry and maybe some sunshine into next Wednesday as well. And that's going to wrap it up for Tuesday. I'm out the door. Highlights, other news, and headlines. We had some arrests and other information to work on this evening, which are not quite ready as far as information to still obtain. So we'll have that and pick it up where I left off when we see you back here tomorrow night. As for this night and every night. Thank you for watching, and good night.